Yeah.
That was about a month
For
ago.
New Year's. New Year's is also another holiday. Though.
Hey, yes, Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
Not all Mexicans get drunk, Alan.
Yeah, I know. I'm talking to one.
Yeah, son of a bitch. Anyways, hey guys. We started off kind of strange, huh? Yeah, it is what it is. You know what? It's actually my fault too, by the way, because it's not even you guys that were just talking whatever. I forgot to mute us, as well as.
How long have you been going for?
Like about like a minute.
For many days, for many hours.
So they didn't hear Jet being weird.
No, they'll hear that during this show. It'll happen at some point. Anyways, guys, how y'all doing today? It's the Chat Attack doing the Double Toss pre-show. Ooh, yes, smelly as fuck that particular burp. Ryan, hello? What's that? Oh, hello. Hello to you. Oh. Anyways, really quick, Ganja Guru, nice setup, dude.
I'm fixing it up, making it look nice in here. So everything's a little too white for my taste. I got to get another kind of background, but you know, it's a little angelic. I'm feeling a little spiritual right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it looks just about white for your skin color.
Yeah. Oh.
Or matching your personality.
I was gonna say something. I didn't know what. I was like, I'll just.
And matching your credit score.
Ooh.
Wait, did you just say I got money? How's that insult?
That's a credit score.
Yeah, I don't know. At a certain point, though, now, it's like that is kind of an insult. Someone's like, oh, you got a good credit score. It's like, you don't go through things, you motherfucker. It's like, yeah, I don't know.
You privileged fuck.
Yeah, it's like, I gotta be embarrassed for doing good for myself. It fucking sucks. I'm gonna do, cause I hear Alan's bird in the background be like, shut the fuck up, turn that fucking bird off. I'm gonna put you through that fucking wall. God damn it. You have to mute yourself.
It'll be the
now.
first time I've gone through a wall.
You know, it's okay if you have your bird going on, by the way.
Who the hell is Thirsty Games?
Is he still on? I just turned
He's
his
back!
fucking off. No, you know.
Who are you?
Bullshit. No, you know what? Now it's going to be good. Oh, us. You son of a bitch. It's the Chad tag going to be on that fucking thing.
I want to know who he is.
Yeah, I don't know what that is either. I really don't. But like, we'll figure out one day. I promise.
Do Willie?
Do Willie? Who? Did you say Do Willie?
I said who? I said Willie.
Oh yeah, Willie. Okay. Do Willie? Do Willie? Do Willie?
Really?
Did we start the fucking show?
We did. The show has started, man. We are here.
Oh God.
I'm sorry, man.
Then we'll watch this.
Ryan was saying Corey just picking the first channel at random. I guess he is, man. I don't know what the fuck's up with that stuff. But anyways, I'm glad that we're here anyways, though. We got quite a few topics today because, yeah. Oh, thank you very much for them bids, Ultimate Dark Slayer. And it's actually showing up for once. Yeah, for some reason I was having issues with the with Streamlabs, but we're going to be figuring out and whatnot, too. We're going to have a cloud bot and everything, too, and we'll explain all that stuff as the shows progress throughout this week. But, yeah, Alan, how you doing, man?
I'm doing okay. Since I beat Days Gone and I'm out playing my PS4 for a little bit, I'm trying to figure out what the next game I'm going to play. So I'm thinking I'm going to continue The Witcher and then move on to something else and just see what the next game I want to beat.
Yeah, you know, they're taking...
Your Witcher.
They're taking too long to come out with that Witcher 4 or whatever.
That's not going to be for a long, long time. Because they got Cyberpunk, which is supposed to... Who knows when that's going to come out. That's the next project that company's working on. They have talked about that they have ideas for Witcher 4, but no one really knows what they're going to do for that yet. I want Ciri, like the character you spend the entire game finding, to be the main character. I think Geralt's story has been done. So I don't really want to see Geralt again, but I don't know what they're going to do for it. But at this point, I want to see what Cyberpunk's going to be.
I would like to see him in like Final Fantasy Smash Brothers.
Yeah,
that's not going to happen. He's in his character wouldn't work with there. I mean, they put him in fucking Soul Calibur, and he seemed to be fine.
They put Solid Snake in there. Once you do that, anyone could be there, bro.
Yeah, but Solid Snake is like okay. Solid Snake and Metal Gear isn't as dark as Witcher is. Like it's almost kind of. Sometimes it can get really goofy in the Metal Gear Solid universe.
Yeah, no, I mean, true. I will say I do like what they did with the fifth one and more like elaboration on Big Boss and everything. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
because Solid Snake has always been way more interesting than Big Boss. I feel. I don't know if people agree with that, but like for me, I felt like
he has a better ass.
Okay, yo, what's up with the camera always showing how flat and awful his ass is? Like, and I'm not saying like I don't want.
I don't know, man. Kojima's weird.
Yeah, it's just kind of strange that it continues like over and over again. Marissa saying so Discord now lets you see your faces when you don't like my music. Yeah, we're gonna be fucking reacting to your shit.
I'm not putting my webcam on.
Well, they see you all the time anyway.
Yeah, I see you right now, fool.
Yeah, your music sucks.
But I think the biggest reason why that they're not going to be doing any Witcher stuff is because you get so many games like Sekiro and fucking Ghost of Tsushima, which that's what's called. I finally said it right. Tsushima.
I don't think so, actually. I think you actually fucked that up because I can't get it right.
I looked it up.
Okay. Tsushima. That doesn't help.
Yeah, no, that's what it is.
What the fuck?
Sound it out.
I can't. It just says T S.
Tsushima. God damn.
Yeah, Tsushima.
Dude, I'm buying that game day one. I'm buying that game the moment I can. Day one, either digitally or in store if the stores are open. I'm gonna walk up. I'm gonna ghost of whatever the fuck, and I'm gonna get the copy and go home.
Oh, Darkseid's and the T is silent. Yeah, so Tsushima.
Yeah, Tsushima.
Look, I'm bad at this. I've established this, and I apologize for it. I love that game. That game looks so fucking good, but I cannot pronounce it for the life of me.
No, I really do want to play that game, but yeah, I think that when we first started talking about it, I just kind of like Ghost of. Oh fuck! I wasn't really expecting
whatever the fuck.
Yeah, like I didn't think it was gonna be that hard, but yeah, like I mean, we can go watch that state of play when I show the gameplay, and I'm sure that announcer did it right. If not, holy fuck! Someone said in the chat too that they thought we watched the Meg last night. Why did you think that we watched some fucking?
I watched the Meg in theaters because I'm stupid, and that movie sucks.
I mean, he is a dumbass. So
were you just trying to like support Jason Statham?
Yes, and also we made a bet of how the movie's gonna end.
Oh really? Did you win this bet?
We all won.
Oh, nice.
Everything we guessed was the ending.
Well, my dumbass probably didn't fucking. I didn't know what the fuck was gonna happen. I'm like, okay, is it gonna karate the?
No. You guessed. Your guess was that a bigger animal was gonna come in and either save the day or kill it. And Ganja's guess was the everyman was gonna fix it. And my thing was they're gonna have some super laser, whatever the fuck, some super weapon to kill it, and it did all three.
Oh shit! Okay. But yeah, man, the Meg, that's such a stupid fucking movie, man. Like, I didn't even watch it, and I know it's stupid, so it is what it is. Did you ever watch Crawl?
Nah, that looked way too dumb for my taste.
Oh, no, because Sam Raimi did it. Or, yeah, no, it was Sam Raimi.
I've only seen, like, a few Sam Raimi movies, so it's like, I'm not a huge fan like a lot of people are.
Yeah, maybe we can watch this next week, because here's the thing, man. And another thing I want to kind of explain to you guys about things kind of changing. I will be casting. There's this thing called Cast. I'll be showing Cast next week on Saturday. We can actually watch movies the right way instead of through MetaStream, because MetaStream is such a pain in the ass. And Ganja and Alan have joined us on like just watching stuff through Cast, and this worked pretty okay, right? Or am I just?
Yeah, I'm just laughing because like when you said, "Yeah, I'm gonna start a cast," I was like, "Is this motherfucker filming a movie now? What the fuck?"
Yeah, me and
I
Sam
will
Raimi
start
get together.
doing casting auditions for Sam Raimi's The Chat Attack film.
I don't think Sam Raimi needs help casting, man.
But anyways, really quick though, man, Ganja, how are you handling the whole like not having work and whatnot too? Because I'm surprised that you're so cheery, and I don't know if that's just making us feel better or, I mean, are you like I don't know? It's hard to
It's 420, man. I'm celebrating. It's like early Christmas for me right now. I'm just getting hyped, just listening to a bunch of fucking Snoop Dogg music. I'm hanging out the baggies, hoping like he comes through my chimney to drop off a couple dimes. It's the night before 420. I'm having a good time, bro. Also, can people start reminding me that I got laid off? Like,
I was to say, he was doing pretty well, Nick, until you mentioned it.
Like, and it's not even Nick. A lot of people have just been messaging me in my inbox. Yo, man, like, how does it feel, bro? Does it suck? Like, motherfucker, the way the employment rate's going, so are you.
Yeah, well, and Marissa, no, I did try it a few weeks ago, though, by the way, just to let you know. I did a whole wrestling thing. You should have been there, you son of a bitch.
No, you shouldn't have, because every time someone shows up to his wrestling thing, it sucks.
Yeah, it usually is pretty bad. But no, but anyways, yeah, so anybody else have anything, like, really sad that I can ask you about really quick? I mean, like, hey, Alan.
Anybody got gonorrhea? Anyone got a dad with cancer?
Yeah, Alan, how's just being short?
How's being fat?
I gotta go, guys.
Motherfucker.
He made me sad.
Hey, Jet, how's being weird? Oh, I'm scared now. I got.
Probably it's fun.
Fuck. Jet, say something. Stop scaring me. And she is gone. I'm sorry, guys. So here's the thing, though. We're gonna move on before she fucking smacks the shit out of me. I don't know what the hell Gary posted in the chat there. What the hell is that thing? Is that Chris?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even know, dude. It's fucking weird. But yeah, Austin saying, is this a first that we can see Ganja? No, we've been able to see Ganja way back in the day.
Yeah.
Well, this is the first for a lot of fans.
Yeah. So.
Is it?
Yeah, man. It's been a year or so that you've shown your face on here, which is cool. Like, I'm glad that you're on now and showing. I like that background, dude. Like, I thought our logo was kind of, but it looks really good with the white.
Well, that's the main reason I was waiting to find a way to put on camera because I was going to get a green screen and do this a little more professionally. But then I found the program VCam from expelled and just been testing it, and it works fine.
Yeah,
it
man.
Because you have to have two programs open, so I'll never advise you to do this, Nick, because your computer will just shoot itself.
Yeah, possibly, yeah. No, it would be annoying as shit. I do want to get a green screen, but first it's like I need to get a camera that actually is pretty fucking good because I feel like I don't know. Like, I don't want to like start blaming other shit for me looking awful. So it's like I just want to get like the nicest fucking thing. So it's like, hey guys, at least it's good quality. You're looking at a fucking crazy person. But yeah, maybe I'll like refer to you and Alan to give you tips on what kind of technology to get and shit. Because I don't know anything about cameras. But here's the thing though. We're gonna talk about.
I'm trying to get a 4K fucking camera, but apparently they don't exist. So I'd have to get some sort of like actual. Like I wanted to get a webcam that's 4K. Apparently I have to get an actual camera. What's up?
You get a nice $300 camera.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, I wouldn't know how to set it up properly because, like, right now my webcam is right on top of my monitor, so it's aiming at me pretty well. In order for me to get a webcam, I'd have to have it like here or something. I'd have to switch my whole layout. It'd be kind of confusing, and those things are expensive. So unless I knew exactly what I was doing, I don't want to spend $300 on something that I might not know how to use.
Yeah, but here's the thing though, because I'm gonna bring something up that. You know, I mean, this is kind of like a big topic, and it's like I gotta be careful how we even discuss this because I don't want to sound like an asshole myself. But once upon a time, some Georgia high school seniors got expelled from school.
I thought we were gonna avoid this story because we didn't talk about it last night, and I was like, "Yeah."
Oh no! I actually don't know anything about this, but I know people have been talking about all over Chill the Toast. Like, what, she said some racist shit or something?
Well, her and this fucking dude apparently, they go like, "This is how," and it's crazy. Like they even write it on a piece of paper and put it in the sink. But I guess they had this really funny TikTok idea of, this is how you make a black person. But they said, they didn't say black person.
Oh, no. What?
Yeah.
What is wrong with people, man?
Yeah, well, here's the thing.
This
like,
is how you ruin your future education careers.
Yeah, in your life. I mean, especially what she's been saying, because she's like, oh, wait, I was going to go to college. I was going to do this. I was going to do that, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, not anymore, dumb fuck. You know what I mean?
It's like, you can't even feel sorry for these people anymore because it's not like someone put a gun to your head. Like, you actively went out of your way to do something you thought was funny, but was clearly fucking racist from the get-go. Did you just learn yesterday that the N-word is a racial slur? What the fuck is wrong with you guys?
Or more so, it's like they are bad to each other, because one thing that kind of happened right after this, because the reason why I didn't bring it up is because things were still coming up, like, okay, what's fake, what's not fake, blah, 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 whatever the fuck. But this has been proven to be real. She went on and did this apology saying, like, hey, you know, I apologize for everything that was happening. I knew it was bad when we started doing it, which, you know, if you watch the video,
bullshit.
She's laughing and shit. Yeah, so she didn't think it was bad. But the thing is, though, is that within that particular apology on Instagram and Twitter, she was also talking about, you know, like, yeah, like, I think that racism is awful. My boyfriend made me do it. You know, he's a racist person in our relationship, and I don't like that. And I think that blacks are good people. And it's like, oh, dude, like, you
right there. Up. Right fucking there. She snitched herself out.
Yep.
I think the blacks are great. What the fuck sentence is that?
Yeah, dude. So it's
Lord.
like, fuck. Like, within her apology, she's kind of like putting out there that, yeah, she is a fucking racist, because she thinks she's so normal to say this. It's so, like, just whatever to her that she's just throwing it out there when trying to fix the fucking problem with people, like, counseling her and shit. You know what I mean? But what were you going to say, Alan?
No, like, yeah, no. I honestly have no fucking words for just, like, it's so weird because, like, even if you let's say you're one of those crazy people that disagrees with PC culture, that they think PC culture is stupid, and they think anyone should be able to say any word, because that's what a lot of these people think. They think racial slurs, you should be able to say whatever the fuck you want to whoever the fuck you want, and that should be fine. That should be allowed under the First Amendment, whatever bullshit they fucking say. You still know that people get canceled for this shit all the time. So you still know that even if you fundamentally disagree, there's enough people out there that agree with PC culture that you will get canceled. So why would you go out of your way to say, even if you hate every race that's not white, why would you still think that's a good idea? You know this never works out. You know it's always bad. Like why are people just stopped hiding? Like, I guess it's good we know the racists are, but it's like people are so stupid they can't even hide this shit. Like, what the fuck?
No, what it is people have become cultural martyrs. It's the same reason like you got a lot of these comedians. There's my favorite meme right now on Facebook. You probably seen it on the Children Are Toast, where it's the comedian like talking about like, yeah, you know, I'm going down the street. I'm like, Dave, like check out that one dude. He's got shit on his pants. Isn't that funny? And then it cuts to him in the podcast later. He's like, yeah, comedians are the vanguard of free speech. And, like, we really put up abstract thought and really pushing it to power. Half these fucking people are just trying to do stupid comedy. And they don't realize that it's not the fucking 90s anymore. And no one's comedy taste has changed since then in terms of the people we see on these TikToks and, like, getting busted for these racial jokes. They're all still trying to do stereotype shit from, like, the early fucking 2000s Dave Chappelle shit.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing that I was trying to find. I can't find it now for some fucking
Mauricio, no. They didn't play with racist yo-yos.
No, but one particular bit of news here that kind of like just drove me fucking nuts, and I can't find the story again. I read it earlier, so if I'm wrong or something came up that kind of like negates whatever I'm about to say, then make sure to correct me and let me know. But this guy, the boyfriend, apparently he's a wrestler, and not only is he a wrestler, but the promotion that he works for is a black wrestling federation, like the owner is black, and, like, it's a black
Works
family.
for, I guess, at this point.
So, I mean, bravo to them, because on top of the school, the Carrollton High School, whatever, I mean, they already expelled them, blah, 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 which I completely agree with. But then the biggest thing, too, is that these wrestling federations, I was kind of scared that they're going to be like, hey, well, he's a heel, guys. Now we got a racist wrestler, because back in the day they do that. But thank God we live in a different age.
Clan.
Here comes, like, KKK Connor, like, whatever the fuck.
I mean, shit. It could be worse. I mean, that's not. Yeah, just spell it with
Remember
a
when the
K
Nation
and just
of
go
Islam
full
was the
clan.
big thing, and Vince McMahon was like, "Yo, we're gonna make our own Nation of Islam group."
Oh, that happened before.
I know. That's what I'm referring to.
Yeah, it's fucking rough, man. But no, luckily we're in a state of these are different now, where the wrestling federations and even the ones that actually borrow him for talent sometimes, they all said, look, he's not gonna be here. We fucking done. We're not gonna pay him. We're not gonna do shit. We're all done. So it's like this dude, like, I mean, because everyone's talking about the girl. Everyone's talking about her name is Stephanie Freeman, and they're talking about like, oh well, she threw him under the bus, and she's upset because her life is now ruined because people keep fucking making fun of her and blah blah blah. But I'm almost thinking like, dude, forget her. This motherfucker is literally a wrestler. It's not like a future that he doesn't know he's gonna have or not have. This dude is a current wrestler, and he just threw everything away for fucking racism. Like, dude, is it worth it? You fucking morons.
If he was a true wrestling fan, he should know that you can't get racist till you start getting paid by the man himself.
It's such a weird thing because we live in a time right now. Because one of the things that always bothered me that the dumbasses would always say is that back in my day, back in the 90s, 2000s, people were less sensitive, and I always want to counter that because people always hated this shit. People always hated racial slurs being said by people that aren't part of those communities. People always hated blackface, but the difference is you wouldn't get canceled because you couldn't. My fucking prime minister in the 90s did blackface like 85 fucking times.
Not only did he do blackface, at one point he did Aladdin doing blackface.
Yeah. So it's like, not because it was okay, or the reason he didn't get caught is because nobody had the ability to cancel back then. Nobody had the ability. You can sweep it under the rug and you can get away with it. You could hide it for decades and it wouldn't be a problem. So the whole thing of, well, it was so long ago. No. He just didn't get caught. He was just able to hide it for 10, 15, 20 fucking years. Just like a lot of these people were able to hide their racism, their sexism, their bigotry. They were just able to hide it. Not that it was okay back then, but just nobody had the clout to stop them. Now we're in a situation where if you say something that's racist, that's homophobic, you will instantly get canceled. Instantly. And not because people are more sensitive now, but because now the average person has the ability to voice their discontent. They have the ability to be like, I don't want that person representing your product anymore. I won't pay you. If people had the level of technology they had now back then, holy shit. Would so many comedians be quote unquote canceled? They would have been, because nobody had the ability back then when the best thing you had to contact anyone else was fucking dial up.
Yeah.
That's another thing. My biggest problem with this, a lot of comedians and like entertainers and stuff. Yeah, like I get that you guys for the last 40 years in the modern comedy sense have had an audience that is only there to engage with you in your environment and deal with you within your environment in terms of a club. But now that everywhere has become the club now, you can literally perform anywhere. There's comedians that do street comedy on their Instagrams and on their Twitter pages that their whole gig is just to see how much bits they can do and how many like observation or humor they can get to form a crowd that watches them perform live. And with that being said, the people's opinions are becoming more and more powerful and more of a thing you have to worry about, to the point that I think a lot of old school minded celebrities don't like that shit because they want to be able to get on stage like Bill Maher and claim about like all the good liberal centrist policies and then bang Anne Hathaway's granddaughter and some shit and do cocaine at night and be as deviant to people as he talks shit to. Like, this is not going to be the case anymore. Everyone's gonna have to be open now, and a lot of people are gonna have to realize that some humor is not gonna get away with. Just because Chop of Thunder was a thing that got away with a lot of people does not mean you can do it now, and that's just a show of the times. You have to grow with the times. Like, I wonder if this was like when not even like get rid of the blackface mentality. I wonder if like when minstrel shows were being canceled and stuff like that, and people were realizing how racist and hurtful those shows were, that there were people that were defending that shit in the same arguments that you see like racist comedy and race and stereotypical bits being defended now.
Yeah. Oh, I think they were, and something that I want to bring up because you know, Mauricio brought up Tropic Thunder, and everyone always goes, "Well, Tropic Thunder did it. Well, Tropic Thunder did it. Well, Tropic Thunder did it." Take Tropic Thunder out. Name one other situation where blackface was done, quote unquote, tastefully. Bring one, just one, because everyone always is the same argument. They know why? Because nobody called it out and canceled it then. But because, like Marissa said, unless a celebrity tweeted it, things didn't really go viral the same way. So them quote unquote getting away with it, or people defending it? No, there's no defense of it. It's just it didn't get as much groundswell as what was the actual controversy in that movie. The making fun of a mentally handicapped person. That got a lot of groundswell because people were able to get that out. Blackface is
at the time, like people were not putting up with people making fun of mentally ill people anymore.
Yeah, that's when you know, people. That's why I said mental handicap, because the actual word that starts with R. That's when it started getting out of not so much getting out of fashion. That's where people said, "Okay, you got to stop saying that because that is incredibly offensive." That's one of those movies. Not necessarily started it, but that was one of the last times you really ever saw something like that. You didn't really see any people doing those kinds of movies after that point. But the thing about oh god. But yeah, that's always my biggest issue. Is everyone always brings up that one point. They always bring up that one point. And I always go.
Kevin, the Great brings up a good point. I think the dude from Full House whole career wouldn't exist now. Yeah, his whole career in the 80s and early 90s was just talking about dick, pussy, and like him flirting with like 14-year-olds and shit.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, to just put a nail in this, how blackface isn't okay, but people will, you know, it's cultural appropriation is fine. Those are two completely different points. And feel free for anybody either in the chat or in this call to call me out if I don't know the fuck I'm talking about. But you can, cultural appropriation is a statement in which you, as a person outside of the culture, you are taking a part of the culture and making it your own. There are ways to make it to be respectful to that culture. Giving money back to the community, ensuring the community you're taking from has an active role, not just exploiting it or making fun of it just for your own personal gain. There are ways to make it work. There are plenty of times to make it work. I'm sure there are people can name examples. Blackface was always a way to degrade a culture. Always. That's how it started. It was never a let's have people look at this culture. No. It was always a way to degrade the black culture. That's what it always was from the start to what it is to fucking day. So there's no way to respectfully do blackface. It's always what it was, for shock value and for you to laugh at a culture while degrading them at the same time. So culture appropriation and blackface are not the same fucking thing.
I know that, like, with these two idiots, like, they're doing that shock kind of humor, like that kind of like, oh man, let's be as offensive as we possibly can to push buttons and get you to possibly enjoy this humor. And like Alan says, man, like, either you're either appropriating this horrible fucking shit from like the 1920s, or you're just so blatantly not giving a fuck that you're trying to get the whole shock humor out of it. And in which case, you deserve the audience reaction that's occurring to you right now, like everyone trying to cancel you and tell you you're a fucking idiot, because one of the benefits of everyone having online Twitter space, they're not forced in this crowd of the fucking the comedy club where they feel like the situation forces them, unless they're asshole like hecklers. They can't call it out because they're in a situation where that's rude and they could get them expelled from the place. So now when you do comedy outside of that shit, everyone and their mother's got an opinion on it, and it's not a bad thing because there's no real difference between you and them except for a mic.
And one thing I'm wondering about this too is because, like, yeah, for stand-up comedy they can always say like, hey man, like if people laughed, then it is what it is. But no, you can't really prove that anyone really enjoyed whatever this comedy is that they're doing. And I'm kind of wondering, like, Jet, I mean, I know that you know Instagram and Tumblr and all those things pretty well. Is this a thing that happens pretty often? I mean, not as extreme as this, but, like, do people have bigger balls on TikTok, whatever, just because you can't prove that anyone's actually enjoying the comedy?
I see this around a lot. And most of the time, if they have their face or anything else like that, they get found out pretty quick and they get released from their jobs. They basically get expelled, all that stuff. So most of the time you're just wondering, like, okay, why exactly did they keep doing this knowing that they're gonna lose everything. It's because they want sympathy from that sort of crowd. Because most of the time they got money. That's why a lot of these celebrities and stuff like that also do shit like this when they're like 30-something years old and just like, oh, he just said the N-word because he was in a moment. No, because he wants that crowd because he knows they have a ton of money. And they know basically if they do something like that, everyone else is going to flock to them and keep watching them. And then, hey, there you go. They have an audience right there. Hell, it happened to JonTron.
Yeah, and that's the thing that's so frustrating about this, too, because I'm just thinking about, like, yeah, how many young people go on here and you know, people just follow them because they're young and, like, they just kind of like, oh, well, you know, since he said it, it's okay
also,
now.
Also, the fact they're young, too, they also have that excuse of, well, this isn't going to work for the, like, 30-something-year-olds to get away with it. Like, but, like, when they're young, too, a lot of people have that whole thing of just like, oh, they're kids, forgive them. And they're 19 years old and everything like that. It's just kind of like, man, all right. It's not like, you know, you learn about this shit in school or whatever.
Yeah.
Or basically they have access. They have access to the internet. You're telling me these Gen Z kids who are raised on the internet don't have access to it and don't know that this stuff is not okay?
Yeah.
I don't believe for a second. That's why when it comes to stories like this, I just tend to ignore it. I let everyone else deal with it and have them get expelled. And then I stop following their stories because that's the last thing I want is for them to get more clout.
That's true. Yeah, and that's kind of the reason why I didn't want to bring this up yesterday, but it's just kind of like, I'm kind of amazed that they thought that this was cool and they're kind of shocked. Like, this couple is literally shocked. Like, what? Canceled? No one agrees with us? Huh? And it's like, yeah, dude, you can't just say, like, oh, you have the creative freedom to do this stupid shit, whatever the fuck, and then, like, just be surprised that people actually react to it. Like, I know that the big thing here is when people say, like, oh, are you triggered, bro? You fucking triggered? Like, I'm supposed to be ashamed that you said something that triggered my emotions to fucking rise, and I'm pissed off. People, everyone in the chat watching right now, please, do not, like, be deterred by feeling the way you want to fucking feel when someone tells you that you're triggered. Don't be embarrassed by it. People are assholes, and you're allowed to get mad.
Nick's 100%
So
right.
that's not even funny either. Like saying like, oh, are you triggered? Just like, damn, dude, you ain't got no jokes.
Yeah.
Well, Nick's 100% right, because one of my things I hate about that statement is it's usually for people that want to say whatever they want, but they don't want to hold the reaction. And if you take that idea to the furthest consequences, they can't even say the shit they want to fucking say.
Yeah.
Because eventually you're going to say something that triggers them. Everyone gets fucking triggered. People will have soft spots to when it comes to certain topics and conversations. That's one of the reason that Nick says that old saying that some people shouldn't talk about religion and politics. Because some people get fucking butthurt about it. But the thing is these are the same people that want to go and run to you and say, oh, why the fuck you ain't voting Biden, bitch? Yeah. And then when you start throwing politics at them, they're like, yo, you shouldn't be talking politics. It's toxic. You can't have it both ways, asshole.
Or calling you or calling you sensitive for not liking a certain type of joke, but then immediately getting mad when no one laughs at your fucking stupid jokes.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. And it's like a weird thing that people are almost like ashamed of being like offended. It's like, dude, no, like you're allowed to be offended. I think we should kind of grow past the idea of being embarrassed because you're emotional. You know, emotion can be in so many ways too. It's not a weakness. You know what I mean? I think that passion is a fucking strength. If I'm so fucking mad that I'm willing to do whatever I can to fight for my fucking point and show you that you're fucking wrong and that you're a cunt, then like, dude, yeah, like I feel like that's something I'm proud of. I'm proud that I can put into words while I'm so fucking hyped up in emotions that I can still get my point across. And it's like, yeah, man, don't think that wins arguments. If someone does that shit to you guys in the chat, just know you fucking won. You can stop talking, you can stop arguing, but just be like, all right, yeah, oh, I'm triggered. Okay, it seems like you're fucking triggered. They had to even bring up the word. You know what I mean?
At the end of the day, if you're ever arguing with anybody on the internet or in person, having a well-rounded argument, even if it turns into a shit-throwing contest, have a well-rounded argument. Try to cover your bases. Try to have examples. Even if nobody agrees with you, because trust me, that happens to all of us all the time. At the end of the day, you saying, "Oh, stop being triggered," or "grow up," or "get your head asked" is never going to win the argument. You having a well-rounded point will always win. Whether or not anyone agrees with you or not is a different fucking situation. But yelling at someone, insulting them, belittling them for having an opinion, that's not how you fucking treat people.
Yeah, or even situations I've seen this happen even in our church before. I'm not gonna name who it is. But there's been times where like there'll be a big argument and someone stumbles over the words and someone's like, "Oh, wait, what was that? What was that?" And they try to distract, like, "Oh, you fucked up your words. Oh, that's not the same thing." Blah blah blah. Like, say it right, dummy. And it's like, okay, you know what? Let's just fucking stop right now because you're so concerned about me adding a letter to a word that now everything I'm about to say just means nothing now. It's like, okay, just admit you gave up. All right.
Or something both me and Jed have been called out for. It's like, oh, just because you talk fast doesn't mean you're smart. Like, oh, okay, buddy, fuck you. Like, I'll fuck you up with my words.
Yeah, it's just like, just admit that you can't fucking hang with it, all right? You talk too fast, then speed your brain up, motherfucker. Pay attention.
Listen faster.
Also, who says I'm calling myself smart for talking fast? Like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, it's almost like they just accidentally called you smart. Like, oh, you think I'm smart for talking fast? I don't agree with you, but hey, since you feel that way, motherfucker, like, why don't you learn something? Like, you know what I mean? It's just, it is what it is.
No, because I've been called out a bunch of times where it's like, because I talk fast. If I get onto a point or whatever, I'll go like supersonic. And people, oh, just because you talk fast doesn't mean you're smart. It's like, okay, fuck off, dude. Just admit you didn't listen to a word I fucking said. Don't sit there and try to fucking say some
Well,
other
then you
shit.
must be stupid for not being able to keep up.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. If I'm smart for talking fast, you're stupid as shit for being slow.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? But yeah, man. Yeah. So I hate to even bring these people up, but it's just like, it's kind of crazy this is going on, and it's like, yeah, please, people, learn from social media mistakes. It's been years and years. James Gunn is lucky to survive throughout this whole fucking thing, but it's like people keep making these really stupid mistakes on social media, and no one learns.
The thing about that is, I'm gonna go ahead and say this again. Nobody gets canceled. Nobody.
Yeah.
These kids, they're not gonna get canceled. Someone's gonna forget about it later, and guess what? They're gonna get into college. They're probably gonna sneak their way back into wrestling.
Right back. By the way, Corey's calling. Wait, continue on. I'm sorry.
There's rarely any situations to where people actually stay canceled. Besides maybe the Dixie Chicks, but hell, there's still a ton of people who actually. My alarm. But
Everyone
there's still a ton of people. There's still a ton of people who actually really, really like them. Me, for example, I really like the Dixie Chicks, but because of what they said, they got canceled. Everyone else, oh, the person said the N-word. Like a couple weeks later, okay, they're all good. There's still gonna be.
Like, I agree with you, Jed.
Still free Dixie.
Now it's your turn, Alan.
Yeah, no, sorry. It was cutting out a little bit, so my bad. But yeah, it depends. Again, it depends how much clout they have. John Sean, quote unquote, got canceled, but he came back. Kevin Spacey's probably gonna come back at some fucking point. What's his face? Who's that comedian that not Bill Burr? Louis C.K. Yeah, I was like, not Bill Burr, but the other bald guy that Nick likes.
No, here's the fucked up thing too, because I actually loved it. And I wanted to review it, but I'm like scared that people won't like me. But I'm just gonna admit it. Yeah, the surviving Louis C.K. Not surviving Louis C.K. Sincerely Louis C.K. I got confused with R. Kelly. But
damn,
Surviving Louis.
I can't believe Louis C.K. is basically pissing on people.
Yeah. He's in jail, isn't he right now?
No, he's not. R. Kelly is, but not Louis C.K.
Yeah, but they don't know. I was wondering, is R. Kelly like, what happened to him? I haven't heard his ass in a while.
Oh, no.
I don't think he's in jail.
Yeah, but Louis C.K. He starts off his newest stand-up special, which is fucking great. I love the special. It's one of my favorite specials in a while. But against it though, he starts off. He's like, "Yeah, so let's talk about it, people," and like everyone's like, "Yeah," clapping and cheering. And he's kind of making jokes like, I fucked up, but it's kind of funny, right? It's like, dude, no, like, you missed the point, dude. Like, don't even bring it up. If you're gonna bring it up, don't like smile about it. Like, hey, you know what? Like, fucking, I like to jack off. Like, it was just really, really weird. And people cheered before he even said anything. It's like, yeah, no one gets canceled. Like what Jet said.
Well, if you're watching a fucking Louis C.K. thing day one, when he's back, it's because you're a fan of him. So you probably didn't like the fact that he was canceled. So you're just supporting him.
Yeah, but it's just, I don't know, it's just, for me, it was just weird to see it, because it's like, Louis C.K., and I'm like, okay, how's people gonna react? Yeah, and I'm like, whoa, like, it's almost like people are more hyped about him now than before, like, what the fuck? If you're running on material and you're a stand-up comedian, maybe just, like, piss off the entire world, maybe they'll love you again, I don't know, what the fuck?
I don't know, it didn't work out for Kramer.
Yeah, oh, shit. Yeah, man, what if that happened now? Like, let's just say that never happened before.
He would have a #1 podcast and be like on Fox News and shit, talking about like how the snowflake left, melted his career, and he was trying to be an auteur of comedian skills and was trying to push the boundaries with harsh humor and that they don't understand it. And then he'll get like 5 sold out shows and shit.
Yeah.
Nah, Ganja, get it right. He'd be on Joe Rogan's in a week.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Well, here's the thing, though. Joe Rogan pretty much hasn't had Ari Shaffir on ever since his Kobe Bryant comments. So it's like...
That's because it's sports.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're
You
right.
shouldn't have even had him on in the first place.
Well,
I know because Ari's a huge fan of MMA. So one of the things that I'm wondering if he's just doing the friend thing and just waiting for like things to cool on down still. Because fun fact, y'all, his Twitter's back open. So if you want to make sure to make him feel how you feel about those Kobe comments 2 months ago, his Twitter's now open and active now. You can send him PMs. So go ahead and do that. But when it comes to the Joe Rogan situation, he's just gonna wait till it dies down. People don't care anymore. It's just me, like idiots like me, that are still announcing it.
Yeah, possibly. But yeah, man, fucking Air here just, and like that's another thing. It's like I'm shocked that he said that. How the amazing?
I thought Drug and his friend was gonna get some trouble for doing that. Because that's some shit that like Bill Burr doesn't, not Bill Burr, fucking Burt Kreischer doesn't have to press charges. The state can come in and intervene and say that, hey, you drugged a man. We're gonna charge you in a half of Burt because it's still a crime you committed.
No, that's true. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. But here's the thing, people. We're going to probably get into our last topic of the day. I know we had reviews and everything kind of ready for some stuff too, but we'll get into it in a little bit. This thing I found on Game Rant, and I was like trying to scour the internet, trying to find topics for today's show, and this fucking thing came up. A kitchen table games owner arrested for breaking the stay-at-home order in Florida. So this guy, I don't know why they call it the kitchen table games. I mean, I guess it makes sense somewhat if you have a history of playing your board games on the kitchen table, but this seems like a pretty big place. I mean, look how many windows are here. I'm pretty sure it's a nice wide area for people to play games, read books, all that good stuff. But I guess this dude felt so essential that he broke that fucking stay-at-home order and let a bunch of people come in to purchase as well as play tournaments and shit inside this particular place. Now, that's fine and everything, but this guy was literally arrested, and I feel like that's almost taking it just a tiny bit fucking too far, because Florida right now has the beaches open as of, 2 nights ago?
Yeah, 2 nights ago now.
Yeah, so, like... what?
My whole thing is, like, if you're going to arrest him, why not arrest the people that are basically standing at the Capitol or whatever with guns?
Thank you so
Because they got guns?
Yeah, no shit.
Like, our country doesn't not. All right, as much as all right, this is the one thing I hate about liberals, is they talk shit about like the people that like firearms and like take firearms to protest. But honestly, since Waco and the standoff and the shit show that had developed out of that shit with them raiding the compound, the federal government is very like hesitant to use firearms on civilian population, especially when it's in a protest or like something to do with religion, because they had got so much fucking negative backlash from how they handled Waco, and rightfully so, because they killed those people. And one of the things that's going on with a lot of these right-wing protests is they're bringing firearms and shit. So they're like, you got like half these wannabe militia guys that are so jumpy to get in a firefight with the feds anyways, that it's much easier just let them catch corona and just do their whole thing on the Capitol than try to just tear gas them and just come in there with the SWAT patrol.
Yeah. And that's what I'm wondering too, but like, here's the biggest thing about
this. And that's why I support minority community firearm training.
No, because I'm wondering too. Marissa's like, damn, you ad. Yeah, sorry, man. We gotta pay the bill sometimes. But no, what we call it? I'm looking at the situation though, because this poor guy, like, I'm looking at his face, and he's just kind of like, what? Me? What the fuck? But
oh wow, he's white enough that I'm surprised he got arrested. But one of the things that I'm saying it as it is. But one of the things that ends up happening with Florida is, and this honestly what's happening in the entire United States, is it's being left up to the states whether or not they're going to issue a stay-at-home order. So random states are doing it and random states are not. Florida is one of the worst because certain counties are saying don't go, but other counties aren't. So it's like the people getting arrested, that just might be in a strict area where they're actually enforcing it, whereas the people with guns or whatever the fuck is just an area they're not. It's honestly, it's a huge fucking mess.
It's a shit show of when you have local power that doesn't actually attribute to any kind of work class movement. It's just whoever the fuck is in office and wants to do whatever bourgeois policy they got. And honestly, that's what this guy is doing. Like a lot of the big protesters that you see, to bring it back full circle, a lot of the protesters you see in Massachusetts, here in Denver, and a bunch of other states, as well as the people that are breaking these quarantine laws, a lot of them are small business owners. And there's kind of been a big trend of them feeling like left out of the system, which they are. Let's be honest. They had a whole hedge fund set up for them, and the fucking other hedge funds just vultured the fuck out of it, so they're not going to be able to receive any kind of bailout money from this. So they've been getting screwed left and right. You have the closed order, which is affecting them the most because most small business owners are either small retail or they provide services that either go to the community or local individuals, which all that shit is stopped right now because you don't want real contact with anybody. So imagine if you have a cleaning service you own. You can't be doing cleaning unless the people want to take the risk of your workers coming in there. Mm-hmm. And same thing with this guy. His business is like built on providing a space for people to come play these tabletop games, friend groups, buy rare collectible figures, and who knows, maybe he has like build-a-packs that he sells that people could build their own like tabletop games, shit like that. So it's like it's basically the Best Buy of tabletop games and just that type of nerdom. And first those comic books too, because half these places do both. And if this guy is probably seeing his business get hit so hard, or because a lot of these places are sometimes the people just make barely enough money to go and buy it, and they're just more personal stuff for them to have a fan base around. So he probably missed hanging out with his customer base and playing these different tabletop games that he said, fuck the law. And with the rest of the state being so wonky with the different jurisdictions, the different counties and fucking subdivisions that are either following the quarantine or forcing a lesser version, I don't really blame the guy in saying fuck it if the state's not taking it seriously.
Yeah. And that's what I was feeling too, and I'm like kind of like I want to like hold myself back a little bit because I'm thinking like, wait, do I? Only
Ryan, it is color like the White Castle logo, and he should probably end up getting sued for that.
Yeah, he should get sued for that shit. If anything, like that should be the fucking issue. No, because like here's the thing, like I'm wondering if I'm full of shit because I was like, wait, this kind of fucked up. But then I'm like, wait, is it because like I give a fuck about Pokemon and I like games and board games, and am I just caring about this guy because like the old small little fucking independent?
I'm sorry, like at the end of the day, he's breaking the law. Like even if your state isn't really taking it seriously, that's the problem right now. Is people are, well, the state's not taking it seriously, I shouldn't. No. Your state is fucking stupid. If it's not taking this fucking stay-at-home thing like seriously, it is fucking stupid. My country just did it on a national fucking scale. So that's why, like, and we still have issues there. They've recently say that if you're like in a car and you're going out to something non-essential, you will get like $1,000 fine or some shit.
$1,000? Jesus fucking Christ!
If two or more people are in a car and you're not like going for groceries or something essential that you have to leave your house for, you will get fined. And that's across like the country for the most part that I know of. Like we haven't heard anything crazy, people just leaving their houses. But that's because we're taking it as seriously as we can. United States isn't, but that people are using it as an excuse. And in the Constitution, I should be able to do whatever the fuck I want. That's freedom, right? Not if you're exposing other people to fucking sicknesses and death, you psychopaths.
Yeah, you're becoming a murderer, you fucking idiot. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that always just drives me fucking crazy. But yeah, man, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with this. I mean, I'm going to assume that he's not in jail for a very long time, but the fact that he was arrested, and the fact that they're like, hey, we're going to make sure to do something about this, but fuck everything else. And I'm not saying that this is all of Florida, because people in the chat were actually correcting as far as like, this is like very west Florida. The beach stuff obviously is East Florida, so that's going to be the fucking most craziest particular area.
Look, as a Floridian boy, I'll tell you one thing. Florida's Florida. It just gets more redneck the north you go. That's about it.
Yeah, okay, well, shit. And I'm wondering, like, okay, so, because this guy, I mean, let me just do a little fact-checking really quick.
He's probably out of jail, though. They're not probably holding him accountable for this.
I mean, yeah, he's probably arrested and left off with a warning, like, hey, you do this again, we'll press charges.
Or a fine.
Yeah, because this is, it's located in Pinellas Park, Florida. You know where that is, Gandra?
That sounds like one of those towns out west towards either Orlando area or maybe even further west.
Yeah.
More towards the Gulf, I imagine.
In situations like this, I mean, mom and pop places, and I know like Alan goes to a lot of these places, and I used to work at one. Is there a way to make money without having like foot traffic into your store through these mom and pop places?
A lot of these businesses. I guess this is a weird like intersection between Illuminati and Chat Tech right now. But one of the things we talked about there a lot is with a lot of these small businesses and stuff like that. A lot of them are either propped up by their community and all the foot traffic that happens from that. Mm-hmm. Or they end up being supported just by a barely small enough but very affluent clientele that keeps them afloat. And with a lot of these places being closed, and especially because a lot of them are essential, especially certain restaurants have been closed to the public, they're seeing their bills rack up, especially with the government being ineffective in terms of handling the mortgages and the different rents and the different type of utility bills that everyone has to pay. So they're starting to see like, okay, so I might end up closing doors. That's why you saw AMC shut down recently. There's some business deals that fucked up with China. That adds to it, but a lot of it was they were doing such either shitty business deals or their income was such on the bare minimum of keeping afloat that this small little fuck up just ruined their whole fucking cash flow and equity. Meaning that a lot of these small businesses are going to either be closed down within the coming months. One of the benefits right now of the government shutdown with the virus is a lot of the central offices are kind of closed or being lower or have a lower capacity to handle their court cases. So less people are being like kicked out and less people are getting their rents called up or their mortgages called up really. But as soon as things speed up and as the virus starts to disappear or we stop giving a fuck about it and sacrifice people to the workforce, it's you're gonna see things get back to normal, and a lot of these bills are gonna just hit people at once. I think the unemployment rate right now is 30%, and that's not even counting the people that are just not filing.
Yeah, which is just fucking crazy. So here's the thing, though, guys.
Everyone's getting fucked right now.
Oh yeah, but I will be talking about this more and a couple other things. But the thing is, though, I gotta go do something for Corey because he has just started. So go watch Double Toasted. Go have fun. Go do your guys' thing with the Sunday service. It is officially on. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out with us so long too. Sorry about the ads and everything. We just gotta do what we gotta do. Things gonna be changing a lot here. So yeah, just keep with us. Anything that you guys should be telling people where to find y'all and whatnot. Alan,
you can check me out on Twitter at the Red Ganja Guru. Alan, tell them about that podcast we are on.
Alrighty then. For the people on Facebook, you can already check the embedded links to the Metropolis. For the people that are not on watching Facebook, if you actually go to Facebook and write in the chat attack, you'll see the blue logo with all the symbols on there, and you'll see the embedded links to the Metropolis, where me and Ganja and Ruthless, we do the Illuminati podcast. But there's all sorts of other stuff there. There's the guys at ARPG Gaming. There's the Content Corner. There's a Solar and his Back in the Deck production. So there's a lot of stuff on there. Be sure to check that out.
Back in the deck, not backhand.
Yeah, backhand deck right in your face.
Oh, like you get a right to correct me, motherfucker.
Please sound like he beating people up for a service.
Get your ass back in that deck.
Wait, last thing.
Backofthehand.com.
My show on there is going to premiere on like Monday or Tuesday, so be sure to keep an eye on that.
Oh, yes.
Oh, and Alan's OnlyFans account.
What? No. Not putting my OnlyFans on.
At spreadandbirdbussy.com.
Kirk, we always forget to talk about OnlyFans. But you know what? It's okay. I haven't busted on this show.
See how he's got one picture of Penelope with an egg on there. It's not really much of a OnlyFans.
Let's see. I'm going to rate Chris Herman, Mr. Reva and Savin. Oh, he's not even on. Oh, I guess we'll rate double.
I'm not even care.
See, where is it? There it is. Double Toasted. All right, guys. You enjoy Double Toasted. We'll see y'all. Goodbye. Share our stuff. We love you very much.